Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's the day. The HotShot body is pretty much done. All we have to do now is add the Banks iDash Pro, and I'm going to introduce you guys into the installer here at Tallboy. Let's go ahead and check it out. Alright guys, so this is Ryan. He's here at Tallboy. He's going to be installing the iDash Pro. Is it going to be pretty easy?
Yeah, should be easy.
Alright, cool.
Take care of it quickly.
Heck yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah, 10 minutes. So what we've done is we've pulled off the A-pillar and we've ran the wiring and we ran it down this side, ran it down to where you see the OBD2, and we'll hook that up once we have everything else installed. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go right here, install this.
Do you remember what size screws we're holding in the A-pillar?
They're 10mm as far as the head goes. So that's it's a 10mm magnetic socket that we use, and then you can just stick it on there and thread it in with your fingers at first, so you don't cross thread it.
Okay.
So we'll go there, and we will get that in there. Once we get a couple threads on it, we will hit it with the impact.
Too easy.
Sometimes. Make sure your door sill sits good and make sure we didn't damage it in any way. And then you take this and you'll fish this right through. You see the hole right inside there?
Yeah.
And then it goes through right there.
Oh, okay.
We fish it through. And then we make sure that it is positioned correctly, and we use the tool that comes with the Banks, and I don't drop it.
Such a clean install too.
It is. It's very clean, and it's not extremely hard.
Yeah, I mean, once you pulled everything out of the box, I feel like I had to like run and get my camera because you're almost done.
Well, I wanted to lay everything out so that we could make sure that we had all the parts and everything was correct, and then there's that. Make sure it's secure.
Okay.
And then you see how this is a 4-pin.
Okay.
And then you see how there's a 4-pin back here.
Yep, got it.
Okay. So you connect those two. Make sure it's oriented correctly. So then it's installed.
Perfect.
Okay. And then you fish this through, and you'll have to pull the excess wire down through here. And then you make sure that it is installed correctly so you can see it. Just slide it right in there. Then the excess, we will slide it back down here, and we will pull the excess and we will bundle it up underneath after we plug this into the OBD2 port.
And just really quickly, to pull off this panel here, Ryan did use a pry tool. And
I started from the bottom and I went up to the top.
Perfect, perfect. So now you're just gonna clean everything up with the zip ties.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So look at this clean install here, and look, he didn't leave a little what do you call it?
What? I didn't leave anything there. I cut it flush.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, he cut it. Where your flush cutters at? There you go. Yeah, I just we were just talking about my buddy. You guys know Josh at Truck Stow. Whenever you cut zip ties, you got to make sure you take off that little lip of it right here. But you'd use one here, and you said 2 down below, yes, or 3 down below.
3 down below.
Yeah, nice. Oh yeah, you can see it right there, guys. Look at how clean that is too. Perfect. Hey Ryan, thank you so much, man, for this.
Oh, no problem.
You made it look super easy.
Well, thank you. Thanks for stopping by.
What were you gonna say?
It doesn't take too long.
Yeah.
If they have any questions or if they want one installed, they can contact Tanner or Trevor over at Tallboy.
Cool. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Now, once you turn the truck on accessory mode, they pretty much have this basic menu. Now, if you hold this arrow to the left, you do have multiple pages that you can set up. You can change the colors if you like. That way it can match the interior, or if you just want something a little different, you can do that too. That's probably one of my favorite ones right there. It has like that old school look to it. You have the white, and then it goes back to page 1. So if you want to change something in this, you can do it off of the interface here. You can change the layout, so you can do 2 gauges, 3 gauges, 4, all the way up to 8 right there, it says. Yep, up to 8 gauges. Or if you want to do gauge selection, let's just say you want to change the RPM category, you have an option to do that too. Now, what's so cool about this system is the fact that you now have this guy. So in the past, you had to update this via the iDash. Now you can basically do it from here. So let's go ahead and yes, so you can do Bluetooth pair. And now you can actually, it says I have to update the firmware. So what I'll do is let's let this update, and I'll probably have to do this every time I install these in these trucks. And any truck that I build moving forward will have the iDash Pro. So it'll have the Bluetooth capability, and what I'll do is I'll try to set them up for you. That way I'll have all the pertinent information that you would like to see basically. And like I said, this thing can do manual regions for you. You can see all your temperatures. You can see so many different things, actually boost. Anything that this system won't show you will be in here basically. And you guys see right there, it's just downloading. It says downloading file, and it pretty much shows the same thing right here. Figure it's going to take about 5 to 10 minutes to update. At the time of this video, there was a firmware update, and it took anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes. So when you're setting this up for the first time, make sure you have some time set aside. That way you can get all the firmware done. And let's just kind of go through this really quickly. So if you want to change the layout of your iDash Pro, you can do that very easily now at the very bottom. You just hit layout right here. You guys see you have up to 8 gauges. We're gonna go back to the 7 gauge. I just like this layout the best here. Also, if you want to change the colors, as I said, if you want to match the trucks, see the truck has that white lettering or numbering right here. So if you want to set it up similar to that, or you can go all white, you can go blue and black. I mean, there's so much you can do with this system here. If you want to do something a little bit more custom, that's available as well. The next thing you guys will see here, it pretty much shows you the gauges. Let's go ahead and go through this on my phone. I want to show you guys how we can set this up here really quickly. If we go ahead and select where it says RPM, you can change some of the stuff that you see. Now right here has an eye icon, and it shows you a description of what this is. In the past, they did have something online that you can go to, but I would just look up the acronyms myself. So let's just kind of go back really quickly. I'm not going to change the RPMs. I do like that there. However, if you want to put your boost in there, like they have pressure. So let's just say you would like your boost pressure. What does this actually do? So does that say here refers to the increased pressure of air that is forced into the engine by the turbocharger. So this is the one we're looking for. Now here's what I'll tell you. If you go to screen setup with the RAM, let's just say, let's do the upper left, and you guys see right here, there's everything that you can set up in this gauge. You can do transmission temp, oil life, and they give you boost. So if they have something available in here that you can set up, save some of the menus here for things that you cannot get in this system, because they do have a gauge summary. So for example, if you are someone who, you're probably going to have this menu up typically. Your coolant temp, transmission temp, oil temp, all that stuff is right here. You can also with Ram trucks see the gear that you're in here. So what are some things you can set up here that you can't here? Good question. So you guys see in the bottom right hand corner AAT, which is ambient air temperature. So if you go to temperature, ambient air temp is right there. If you hit the eye icon, go to description, it shows you guys what this is. It says the temperature of the outside air that surrounds the vehicle. It is measured by a sensor that converts the temperature to a voltage signal that the engine computer can read. It does say here that AAT is important because it affects the air density, which in turn affects the engine performance, fuel consumption, and emissions. I didn't know that it affected fuel economy. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. A higher ambient air temp means a lower air density, which means less oxygen from combustion and less power output. All right, for now, this is pretty much what I'm gonna do. I was gonna put the fuel rail pressure in here, but like I said, I have multiple screens here I can add. So we'll do videos on this in the future. I just wanted to kind of show you guys some of the nice features. Now I do know for 2025 Ram trucks, they have a new architecture. So I do know Banks is working on implementing more of these parameters. So stay tuned for that. I did notice there's nothing for the transmission, and that's actually what I wanted to show you guys. But like for like the torque converter, if it's locked or unlocked, things like that. But you still can see the gears on this screen, and as I showed you guys, you can put your boost in here and a few other things that Ram gives you. But on this side, you can put some of the more deep dive temperatures and anything you want to see basically on this one. So once they do some updates in the future for this system, I have more trucks I'm going to be building. We'll do an update video, that way you can kind of see more of the information that you can see on this. But yes, be sure to subscribe to the channel, make sure your notifications are on. See you guys soon.